lots and lots of stats. So without further ado, here we go. So thank you everyone for joining us. I'm Colleen McDonough. I'm the Director of Titan Orientation Programs and Outreach and Recruitment, and I think you all know that. So, and Isaac, Emily, and Laura are joining me today to share with you some of the stats and the feedback that we received from experienced CSUF Become a Titan. So here we go. So the agenda for this morning, we'll talk about event data, like I mentioned. We'll share with you the key takeaways that we learned from both the data and from our partners at Platform Q Education who helped us put on the event and roll out the platform. We'll share some more survey results. So we did, in addition to event data, we did a Qualtrics survey post event, and we're really excited to share that feedback with you. We received thousands of responses, so that was very nice. We'll tell you what we learned based on all of this. Emily will share some summer engagement and some next steps, so what we plan to do with the platform moving forward. And we also have time for some questions and answers with all of you. And we'll also share our Qualtrics form for you all to give us feedback on the event and what your experiences were, from your perspective. So that's what we have planned for this morning. And then, so I'll just jump right into the data, and I apologize in advance. I know there's a lot of data here, so we'll let you all take a look. It's tough. I know it's tough to have someone read data to you in all seriousness, but this is the event overview. So from the kickoff on April 17th, Saturday, April 17th, through April 23rd, which were the official days of the event, we had 4,288 unique visitors to the site. So of the 39,000 students that were invited, 4,288 of them showed up, engaged with the platform, and that's where we have that number. So in that group, they watched 13,759 presentations. They clicked 5,295 links. And then below that are the most watched presentations. So the virtual tour was very popular. We knew that because we had received a lot of requests for virtual tours, and so we added it to this event intentionally. And Laura's group did an awesome job with those. Then the next watched was the Experienced CSUF Welcome from President Virgie, from Dr. Osagara, from ASI, from the Alumni Association folks. So the welcome video was next. Financial aid, housing, and then the next steps presentations followed that. So the most clicked links were the agenda, so folks knew where they were going and how to use the platform, and then the deposit link. So the action button that was on the top of almost all of the pages, click here to accept your admission offer, pay your deposit. It was that. So we were pleased with both of those. So the total number of activities, so clicks, chats, videos viewed, was 70,804. So that's an average activity per visitor of about 16.5. So our partners at Platform Q were very, very pleased about this because the average number of activities per visitor for a normal college welcome event such as this is about 8. I think they said 7 to 8 was stellar. They were just blown away that our folks were really engaged and kind of taking advantage of everything that we had to offer within the platform. So that's the event overview. Just to give you an idea, it was a very, very large event. Platform Q works with over 150 campuses across the country, and they said that this was the second largest event that they had hosted after the University of Washington. So we were very pleased with both the size and the scope of our event. So then we'll show you some data. If you can go to the next one, Isaac. This is the individual event days. So this was the data from each of the events that we were hosting live activities, and then the Friday, which was just the pre-recorded activities in the platform. So you'll see that the first day, the kickoff, was the most popular, but we were very pleased that it did not taper super significantly throughout the week. So the drop-off was pretty gradual, and folks remained engaged even 6 days later in the platform. And again, the number of activities kind of leveled out to average, but we started out super high. So we're very pleased about that. So this was the case kind of for the multi-day event versus the just hosting the event on a Saturday. In addition to the week, we also hosted an event on May 1st. So Emily and Ken Rios, who's our orientation coordinator, did a 12-minute Simulive video. So they pre-recorded, then we did a live chat with it on May 1st to answer last-minute questions about how to pay your enrollment deposit, last-minute questions about all things CSUF. So we had 1,211 unique visitors on that day. So we were incredibly pleased with that. And again, the engagement, the activities, very, very high. And we had 1,385 presentation views and 409 links clicked. So our chat was just blowing up that day. So we did several hours of chat with both of our full teams. So we were really psyched about that. So Ken and Emily are very popular, very popular with these. So that was the May 1st event that we added on. So and then the overall engagement. So from April 17th, the kickoff date, until I believe it was May 11th, for the last time we checked in on these stats. So the total unique visitors, again, it kept going up. So we have 5,976 unique visitors. So again, out of the 39,000 people that we invited, almost 6,000 of them engaged with us. So that's 15% of admitted students were in the platform with us at some point. This is not including any of our campus partners or anyone else that we shared the link with, like the generic link that many of the campus partners received in the emails and such that went out to everyone. So the total number of activities are up to 96,896. And again, average activity is about 16 and a half. So very, very pleased about that. So this is the scope of the event from April 17th until May 11th. So we had folks going into the platform after the May 1st deadline as well. So that's the overall engagement. And then here are the key takeaways. So 2,500 presentations were watched after Experience CSUF, and 1,385 were from the May 1st event. So we were really pleased about that. And then you can see again, the engagement continued. And then let's see, 254 students entered the platform after May 1st to watch on-demand content. So that was part of the the draw of the platform for us. It was everything was contained in one space. People knew where to go to get it. So that was an additional 1,812 activities after May 1st. And so yeah, so those are some of the key takeaways for both the keeping the platform open as long as we did. And yeah, so there it is. So Isaac will share some survey results with you.
Awesome. Thank you, Colleen. So yeah, as mentioned, we shared a lot of great metrics and stats with you that the company Platform Q Education was able to provide for us, which I thought was very insightful to see what areas were popular for our platform. But we also wanted to get more or less the students' experience. Of course, that's essentially what the whole point of the event is. And so Colleen, myself, and with the help of Jessica de la Torre in assessment, put together a survey result, to really get a better grasp of what this experience was for students, right? And so really our objectives were, we wanted to make sure that we created a virtual event that obviously met students' expectations. They felt a sense of community. They felt like the event and the information provided was useful. Ultimately, making a decision on college is a huge undertaking for students. And so we wanted to make sure that the information we provided allowed them to feel confident in this decision. And so with the survey responses, we had over 3,700 survey responses, and they're still growing. So we're going to close out the survey this week, but we were really pleased to see the results that came from that survey. And as you can see, most of them were, high 97 percentiles in terms of Experience CSUF become a Titan event, met students' expectation. 97% of students shared that with us. 98% said that the event was useful in terms of, again, usefulness of information, usefulness in terms of relevancy, in terms of what they're looking for about CSUF as an institution. 89% felt a sense of connection or connected to the Titan community, which is always really nice because I think that's what we all pride ourselves in, building that community. And it's really challenging to do that virtually, but for students to still, let us know that they still felt that sense of that unity. 94% said that they felt like they belonged at CSUF, and then 98% felt welcome during the event, whether it's just engaging with staff and faculty in the chat or just visiting us in the Simulive or the live events. It was really well received from students, and those were the things that we didn't know what to expect, just because this virtual event, this virtual platform doesn't really give you the essence of what I think campus and what we all provide. But the students spoke, and thankfully, it was really positive feedback. So another aspect of the survey was, as I mentioned, one of our other objectives was what was it useful, the information that we provided useful for students. And so we wanted to ask students, did you feel that the academic colleges and programs that we provided were useful? The academic resources, campus life resources, student wellness resources. And so very similarly, very high positive feedback on our survey. 98% that said that the information that you all shared within your specific subpages was useful. 96% said the academic resources, whether it's tutoring, the writing center, supplemental instruction, were really useful. Campus life resources, so all of the resources that we have on campus, from the student rec center to campus police to the library to all of the different entities that were essentially showcased on our platform, were useful. And then of course the wellness piece of it, I think during this whole pandemic and just this new pivoting into a virtual format, we wanted to ensure that we had showcased all the student wellness opportunities at CSUF, like CAPS, again, the Student Rec Center, more of a holistic overview of like what we know students prioritize and what they need. And so 96% of them said that the information in that aspect was very useful. So again, that's a huge win for us. And, we couldn't do this without all of your support and partnership. So I just, want to give you all kudos because, the students came, they looked for information and they left with what they were looking for. And so I think the survey results kind of speak for themselves in that regard. And then the last piece was really trying to gauge where students were within their college selection process as they're attending the Experience CSUF Become a Titan. And so as you can see there, 78% of students had, committed to CSUF, 11 were planning to commit to a CSUF, and 6 were unsure, and 5% did not plan to attend CSUF. And so one of the last metrics that I think is really kind of drives the point home of the impact of our programming is 92% said by attending Experience CSUF Become a Titan, it made them consider CSUF as an option. And then in the slides to follow, we're going to share more of the open-ended responses and really get to hear, student responses from themselves. And it really just kind of validates all of the hard work that we put together to make this event happen, and tugs at the heartstrings, just because you go in with the best intentions and efforts and you're hoping it lands, and then when you see students' responses, it really just kind of validates all the hard work that we all collectively put in together. And so from in terms of an admission standpoint, since our kickoff on April 17th to the 23rd, 1325 students accepted their admission during that time. And so we would like to say, we had something to do with that in terms of that timeline. And so this is really positive survey feedback that we received and we're really proud of. And, again, want to thank you all for allowing us to partner together and to actually make this a reality. So I'm going to actually pass it on to Laura just so we can kind of talk a little bit more about what we learned and also share some of the data that I mentioned about students' responses.
Thanks, Isaac. So what we learned a lot. We knew what we wanted the outcomes to be using this platform for as for our pilot program here. But we did learn a lot. We learned that the on-demand content was extremely popular. Students, that's kind of how they live on their devices. Everything is on demand. It's accessible in kind of an asynchronous environment for them. So we did learn that that was a popular feature. We also understand that they consume shorter general sessions. In just general sessions, meaning they were looking at a lot of resources on campus and things of that nature. The data also suggests that pre-recorded sessions with the live chat were more effective, because once something was pre-recorded and it went on and it aired, it went right into demand. And usually those tidbits of information, those videos were less than 20 minutes. And so the students really kind of enjoy that compact level of information, because they're just kind of wanting to get in, get their information, and then just kind of continue to peruse the site. So we also understand that some of these areas were more effective because as I mentioned, the videos went on to demand. And there's closed captioning automatically embedded into the Simuli videos, which was a huge benefit. We did try to close caption a lot of the videos, but the closed captioning from the platform queue made the process a lot more seamless. And so that was definitely a benefit. And so for weekend events, we understood that the students engaged earlier in the day. So most of engagement was between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. After that, we saw a dramatic drop off from students engaging on the platform. And our midweek sessions were also very popular. They had really good engagement. If you remember the slide previously that Colleen shared, we have pretty consistent engagement up, above 500 students or so engaging each evening. So that was pretty nice. And then we had a lot of students engage in the platform after the April 23rd kind of event closure, which I think we were kind of surprised to see. We weren't sure if, folks were going to go back in, and students did. Between April 3rd and April 23rd and May 1, students were still going back in to kind of get that information, look at those on-demand videos, pull those links and so forth. So in a nutshell, those are some of the larger takeaways that we learned throughout the event. And then I thought we all as a team thought this would kind of be an interesting graphic to show. This is a heat map, and the dots on the map represent where students were logging in from on their devices to attend our virtual event. And so you'll see we had a lot in Southern California, Central and Northern California, which is quite telling because especially in a pandemic, students from Central or Northern California weren't able to come down to Fullerton to visit, and we're not on campus right now anyway. So it's quite telling that we have students that are visiting from all over the state. And then it kind of lets you see where students are logging in from. Otherwise, we have someone who is probably island vacationing off of the coast of Florida over there. Wish I was with that family at that time, but yeah, so we just wanted to share this with you, especially when we look at, where students are coming from. And we have a lot of students that accepted admission that were out of the CSUF local service area. And so this kind of reflects that because we had a very high level of participation from students outside of our area. And then some of the highlights that we thought we wanted to share with you from the text feedback we received from students, some of the things they felt they belonged. This event really helped them make their decision to commit to CSUF, which is ultimately what this event was about, right? So we wanted students to say yes to us, and collectively as a whole, we did a very good job of getting students to say yes to us. And then as we look further, we have comments such as, I can't wait to attend. I thoroughly enjoyed all of it. There was a strong sense of community. This influenced my decision to commit, once again, reinforcing why the purpose of this event. This one is probably one of my favorites. This student felt that we truly wanted them to become a Titan. And we know in outreach that some of the smaller privates that are starting to come in and swoop some of our students, they have that very personalized individual connection and outreach. And we're starting to do that. And it's showing because students said they felt wanted by Fullerton. They love speaking to the CSUF outreach members virtually. Students are yearning for contact. They want information. We know that they were going to campuses just to find any person on campus to talk to. And by us making chats available through the different colleges, the different resources, creating those early lines of connection were huge to students. We provided the resources that they were looking for. And then, to sum it up, here's to being a future Titan. So I think these quotes really represent the efforts that we put forth collectively as a campus for this event, and bringing a very healthy class of first-time freshmen to Cal State Fullerton and our transfer population as well. So really excited about that. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Emily to discuss summer engagement as we bring in our new Titans.
Awesome. Thanks, Laura. So yes, all good things, super, super happy with how it all played out, and even more excited to kind of continue into the summer. And so We've mentioned a couple of these things in the past, but we kind of wanted to bring them to the surface again, as far as what Titan orientation programs and outreach is going to be doing for our summer engagement. And so we do have a YouTube playlist under the Titan orientation programs account. And on that account, you can actually find all of the videos that were featured in the Experience platform there as well. Those were all uploaded to YouTube to be closed captioned to then be uploaded into the Experience CSUF event. And so those can all be found there if students want to be searching through YouTube and looking at content. We also have a TOPS podcast that's run by our other senior coordinator, Edwin. And so he will continue to run that podcast and work with campus partners and the orientation leaders to make that available for incoming students. We think that's going to gain more and more traction as students start to get more and more excited about attending in the fall. We have some social media platforms that we are using pretty heavily right now. So the CSUF orientation Instagram and the CSUF outreach Instagram, we use those platforms daily to inform students of our upcoming summer engagement opportunities and just reminding them about different deadlines and things around campus that other campus partners are trying to push forward. And so we use those accounts pretty heavily. If you all haven't had the opportunity to go onto the Titan orientation programs and outreach websites, just our general websites, we do have a live chat that is available on there with different hours depending on the day. And so that chat is an awesome feature that we're using through Platform Q. It's hosted there on our website, so students are able to do a live chat with us during those particular operating hours. So these chats have been so popular. So we're going to continue that and make sure students have an opportunity to get those kind of instant answers. We will be doing our swag bags again. This year, we will not be mailing them out. We are instead going to hand them out to students during the first week or so of the semester. And so we're going to save on those shipping costs this year since we get to see all the students face to face, and we'll set up some different booths around campus to hand out those swag bags. We're going to do, items like the masks again. Those were very popular and things we'll continue to wear on campus. Socks, things of that sort. So they'll hopefully be loaded up on their swag to start out the fall semester. And we will be hosting a fall welcome week through our offices. And so right now we're in the preliminary stages of the planning. And so as soon as we get the green light to move forward, we'll go ahead and reach out to our campus partners to team up with you all and other campus partners to put on some really fun events for the students. And again, we'll be not only looking at our first-time freshmen and our transfer students, but also that sophomore class that didn't get to come to campus their freshman year. And so we're going to put on some particular events and outreach type pieces for them as they join us in the fall. So that's our summer engagement as far as what our office is putting on. And now I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing with Platform Q. So as we mentioned, our engagement with Platform Q did not end when Experience ended. It's going to continue because now we've done a lot of the legwork. It's all there. The content is there. We understand it now. We've been trained. And so I think we're just going to get better and better. And so I'm excited to see where we go from here. And so our Platform Q engagement for this summer is going to take place primarily in August. And so we are going to really be driving students to the platform in August, right before the semester starts, to make sure that they're excited, to give them all the resources, and to have them engage with you all should you choose to want to partake in this piece. And so as we mentioned, from what the data has taught us and what we learned over the last, couple months or so, we're gonna really take that data into account and be a little bit more intentional with the type of events that we're putting on. So we saw that simu-live events, which means, you pre-record it with the platform and it shows live on the platform with a live chat, were the most popular. We found some times that we had the best engagement. And so we're really going to take that and run with it. So we're going to really do semi-live presentations. We're going to continue with the live chats. And as the students said in the data, that the on-demand videos were what they were scrolling through the most. And so we'll definitely be continuing with those on-demand videos. And so these are some of the pieces that we are hoping you all will be interested in partnering with us for. These are recommended parameters, if you'd want to say, for what we're hoping to do for our Platform Q engagement for this summer. So should your college want to go ahead and move forward with adding more content or just editing the content you currently have, these are some of the requests that we are making to get ahead of the ball. So it's, about the end of May. So we've got plenty of time to really make sure that you all are able to pre-record and do what you need to do to add content to the platform. And so here's some of the requests that we're making, that we do semi-live presentations, which means you all will pre-record your content in the platform and schedule that with Platform Q. So you won't need to do anything in Zoom, and you won't need to, do any Zoom links of that sort. You'll be able to schedule your recording time with Platform Q and record a video from your college that's no longer than 15 minutes. We saw that from the data that 15 to 20 minutes is that popular time and length for students to stay engaged. And so these will be shown through the platform in the month of August. They are hopefully like a welcome video from your college. This is what we have to offer from the College of the Arts. Here are the different programs that we have. You could meet the assistant dean, whatever it may be. There's some pieces there that you all can kind of have the freedom and creativity to create that video however you'd like. But we ask that it is a semi-live, that you schedule it with the platform, about 15-minute video parameters. And we ask that if possible, that it be completed by July 26th. So that we have time to get that all loaded and up ready for you within the platform. And so your recorded video that you place in the platform will be shown between August 16th through the 20th. So all of the colleges will have their video shown during that week. And it will be paired, if you would like, with a live chat. So if your college is thinking they would like to chat with students live while your pre-recorded video is showing, that's an option for you all there. We saw that there was such high engagement on those live chats. So if you all would like to do something in that regard, that's open to you as well. So these are kind of the parameters that we've set forth for our summer engagement. And we will be sending out an email in the next couple of days with all of this information, with a sign up genius for you all to select some times, with some reminders. We'll lay it out really clearly and neatly for you all. So don't feel like you need to screenshot and, send this to all your people right now. We'll lay it out for you and send it out so that you have something to refer to when you're planning your 15-minute college welcome video.
And now here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Here's where we'd like to ask for your feedback. So our team has set up a Qualtrics form for all of you. The link is there. You can also take a photo of the QR code. This will lead you directly to a very brief Qualtrics form where we ask that you, again, share your feedback and your experiences with us from your perspective with the event, with the platform, with the lead up to it. So that we can make sure that we're helping and meeting you all where you're at, and we know what went on exactly from your college, from your end of the event. So we'd like to just to make sure that we're being good campus partners, and we can help you all moving forward as we continue, like Emily said, to use the platform for orientation, welcome week, and things like that. So please take a few minutes. We would really appreciate your thoughts on this. So it's a very brief survey, I promise. It's very brief. I mean, unless you want to write like a novel at the end, there is an open-ended question box. So feel free. I will read all of them. I read all 3,800 of the responses from the experience Qualtrics. So I will read these as well, I promise. So I think that's what we have. That's what we have for all of you today. So yeah, if there are any questions, comments, we're here. We finished pretty early, and also you all know how to find us. But here's our contact information again and our social media. So yeah, so there we are. But let us, if anybody has any questions, we can open it up. I'm happy to entertain or clarify or whatever you all need. So we are here.